So, how long has it actually been? According to my math, it's been close to 9 months. 9 months since the last video. Not 9 months since the last time I've shown my face on stream. But I guess now would be a good time. Hi, everyone. It's been a while, or at least it's been a hot minute, right? So, a couple months ago, I had my last, or at least my most recent, live stream. I think when I had counted it out, it was approximately 114 days from the day that this video is going out. And mind you, I'm publishing this video the same day that I am recording this. So whether or not this is good or not, I'm not too worried about that. I'm not worried about this video performing well, but I am worried about what's to come for 2022. In a nutshell, 2021 was a bit of a lackluster year for me. It could be described as a year where I was inactive, a year that I did not do anything really. It wasn't up until I think that I had a couple of videos that I released in January of last year. And then I had a handful of videos that I released towards the end of January, at the beginning of February, and then another video that popped up in late May. And that video, according to YouTube, was 235 days ago. I'm not actually looking at my channel analytics. I'm actually looking at my third screen that actually has some notes that I jotted down earlier. But on my channel analytics, 2021 wasn't a bad year by no stretch of imagination. Granted, it wasn't a good year either, because frankly, I really wasn't active. I wasn't publishing videos according to my channel analytics, and I'll most likely have this shown somewhere on screen. Possibly it will even be covering it up. But according to my channel analytics, it says that I had a total of 6 videos released in early January, total of 3 videos, or 4 videos, correction, that I released in early February, one of those being on the 30th of January, so right at the end. I had a single video published in May, towards the middle, and that was a Transport Viewer video. It got a few views, but not a lot, to be fair. And then after that, it was just live streams that I had, mostly 4 of which were live streams, but on a Minecraft mod pack that I was building at the time. I'm not building it anymore because I don't have any value in building that mod pack at the moment. But 2022, I kind of want to flip it on its side. I want to show 2021 that I can do better. I even took a look back earlier at what 2020 was like. 2020 was a better year for me in comparison to 2021. Mostly because 2021, I wouldn't say I really wasn't interested in publishing content, but I wasn't in the correct mindset to be publishing content. I hope that makes a little bit of sense for those who maybe are unfamiliar with what's been going on over the past year and a half. And the reason I say year and a half is because there has been a lot of changes that have happened in my life. One major change that actually is going to be coming up pretty soon is I'm potentially going to be finishing up a project management course. It's kind of one thing that I've been doing in the background. I've been working at bettering myself so that way I can have a job that is a lot more beneficial for myself, not necessarily a job that is beneficial for the company that I would work for. Granted, if it's for my current company or if it's for a new company that I get hired on for in the future, I'm not concerned about that. What I am concerned about is if when I finish this project management course, it's not only going to help me for my job. That's not the main focal point that I'm trying to make with that. The main focal point, though, is that I want to use the skills that I learn in that course to try and help myself with managing my YouTube channel better. Granted, last year I started doing live streams on YouTube, and I took into account how the difference of live streaming on YouTube was different from live streaming on Twitch. In their own respects, they are two entirely different platforms. One being around for close to a decade longer, and the other struggling with community relations and certain issues. I won't get into those issues right now, mostly because I don't feel as though I have the right to say what those issues are. If you do want to go look at those issues, you are more than welcome to go browse on the internet. However, I'm not going to go ahead and tell you what's right or wrong in this case. In my personal opinion, though, I chose to switch over to YouTube because I felt that the switch would be more beneficial for me in the long run, where I could go and help build my YouTube channel while streaming in the meantime. Granted, the videos are supposed to be there so that way I can engage with a new audience, but the live streams are meant for the current audience, the audience that is a part of the channel as it is. When I took a look back earlier, I took a look at how many videos. I mentioned earlier that I took a look at 2020 in comparison to 2021. When I looked back at that, I counted close to, I think it was like 78 videos. I think 78 is the number that I saw. But what struck me even more is that the gauge of views that I had was a lot different in 2020 than I did in 2021. To put it in comparison, and I'll most likely have this up on screen so that way you guys can see what I'm seeing here. In 2020, there was just shy of 10K views across the entire year. In 2021, that number, yeah, it did decrease, and same with the number of videos, but the videos to views ratio was drastically different. If I put it into perspective here for you, 2020 had roughly 78 videos. If it's different, then I'll have it up on screen so that way you guys can see it as well. And there was just shy of about 10K views. I believe that's how much it was. In 2021, because I actually have that up on my screen right now, there was a total of, I think, 11 videos? Yeah, 11 videos across 2021 that I had published with only 2.9K views. So just shy of 3K. Putting that into perspective, 2021 was a better year. I know that kind of seems a bit baffling. Why would you say 2021 was a better year for you? In terms of views, it was. Income of views to video ratio, that is. The video to view ratio was a lot higher in 2021 than it was in 2020. That's what I'm trying to get at. And I want to try and better myself this year for 2022. I'm not going to do the same thing that I did last year where I published only 11 videos throughout the entire year. No, that's not my goal. But my goal this year is to make more consistent videos. Videos that are about the same time every single go around. I'm not... oh my god, sorry. I'm not wanting my channel to go and have a number of videos where I don't feel committed to them. But at the same time, I want to produce content that I'm satisfied with. And I think that's what I'm aiming to do this year. I had an idea yesterday when I was planning out this video. And that idea was for me to do one video a week and one live stream every other week. But then I realized that's not going to help me. having a schedule like that is not something that I need. What I need is to understand what type of videos do I perform best at. Now, this could be an easy answer depending on how you got a hold of my channel and when it was that you subscribed to it. But I think that my most highly recommended videos are, in fact, my Tokyo series. For those that don't remember, back in, I believe it was 2017, late 2017, early 2018, I had a YouTube series called the Tokyo Recreation Project that was being done in Transport Fever. Now, that series in of itself is still my most watched series to this date. If I take a look back here, and I'm just going to move my laptop so that way it's easier for me to move around here. If I take a look at my content and I sort it out by total views, my most watched video, no brainer, right, is the first episode of the Tokyo Recreation Project. Granted, it's not that much, but it's, for a channel of my size, that's a lot of views. If you want to see these views as well, you are more than welcome to just go and search it up on my channel. But what I'm seeing here on YouTube Studio is that I have close to 7.6K views, or just over that number, on that video alone. Following that, which is kind of an oddball one, because that was, I said it was a part 1 in the video, but I never continued it. And I don't plan on continuing it. I'm not saying that I would, but that video itself has 2.3 videos, and that 2.3 views is what I mean. That video was the Train Sim 2017, creating the SF BART system. I kind of like that idea. I like the idea, but I think I was a bit too ambiguous with it. I wasn't necessarily planning it out as well defined as I should have. And I was more so focused on the tutorial side of it rather than focusing on the creation side of it. So I think I really demeanored myself when I was creating that video. I don't want to do that again. I don't want to have that same repeat. I'm not saying that I won't revisit that in the future. Well, to be fair, I can't revisit it because I don't have the save file anymore. It's been lost for years now. It was on my old PC that I had back before I had gone, back before I even moved out to Omaha. For those who don't know, I used to live in California on the West Coast, but I moved to Omaha in mid-2018. I did that because I felt like I was going to have a more financially stable situation living here in Omaha rather than living in California. And to be honest, I have been much more stable in terms of financial. I'm not going to get into details as far as what those financial costs are like, but if you want to look at it up yourself, you are more than welcome to. The third most highly viewed video, which is, again, kind of an oddball for me because I hardly ever do videos like this, is the Sunset Harbor DLC overview video for City Skylines. That one only having just shy of 2K views. I don't mind that. I wouldn't mind doing another overview video like that again, because I know that the Airports DLC is coming up here within the next 2 weeks. No. 1, 2. It's coming up here in about 2.5 weeks. So on the 25th of January is when it's supposed to be released. I think I might do another overview video of that, but that is something to do down the line, not something I plan on doing just yet. But even with that said, I kind of have two different ideas going right now. The first idea is that I revisit City Skylines. City Skylines, it's kind of a staple video series on my channel where I have done countless videos. Not countless. I'm giving myself too much of a pat on the back for that. But I've done a lot of videos of City Skylines, and I really want to do more of them. But the only thing is that my computer's not built for how I play City Skylines. So I am going to be working on improving that over the course of the next couple of weeks. Um, Most likely into the start of the series and beyond it. Another video that actually excelled well. Let's see. Tokyo Recreation Project. This video. Airport CEO, Series 2, Episode 11. I titled that Catering and Cleaning. It was kind of like a video where I first got into playing, not necessarily first got into, that's a bit of a stretch, but a video where I first started using the catering and cleaning services within the Airport CEO game title. I kind of want to do revisit Airport CEO, but I don't think that now is a good time for that. However, I do think that it is a good time for me to revisit another game, similar genre, mind you, called Sim Airport. Sim Airport is kind of like a combination of Airport CEO with Prison Architect. Like, that's just how it is. But I kind of want to go into Sim Airport and do a series on that. I wouldn't necessarily have it be a tutorial series, but I do want to have it be a sort of let's build or let's play series. One of the two. I haven't decided which one yet, though. City Skylines, though, is definitely going to be a series that I get into for once when the Airports DLC come out. Now, I will go ahead and mention that the Airports DLC is really demeaning for me. And I'm just putting this out here mostly because I posted this on Twitter, and I'll most likely show the tweet here for you guys to see. But I had mentioned that I'm really disappointed with the fact that they keep on making these expansions for the game when the game itself, I feel, has had too many expansions added onto it. The game is mostly about like creating a city, okay? We've already had 2 DLCs that add in 2 new types of airports. The base game includes the municipal airport. The After Dark DLC includes the international airport, and I believe it's the Sunset Harbor DLC that includes the metropolitan airport. We don't need another airport, in all honesty. At least not one that is based off of vanilla. There are numerous airport designs that people have come up with, and there's ways for you to go and create your own airport in the game by modding it. But not a lot of people like the idea of modding a game, which I can understand. But I believe that the airport DLC for City Skylines is going to be really disappointing in the long run. I don't think anyone's going to be thrilled that they decided to release it, but at the same time, it's another DLC. Who knows? Maybe they're going to be offering to us more than what's initially presented, which I do not mind. If they do have plans that have not been revealed yet for that new DLC, by all means, I'll go and take a look at it. I'm going to take a look at everything that's included in the DLC. Both the part of the free update, if there is one, mind you. I'm not too sure if there is a free update or not. And the actual items, buildings, and everything else, few and far in between, that are actually included in the DLC. If I actually go and take a look at the Steam store here, though, knowing me, I forgot to actually open up Steam. But if I go and take a look at the Steam store, I'll possibly get like a short list of what's expected in the Airports DLC. I know that there's been a couple people that have done like videos based off of what they predict will be in DLC. Like, I know that Biffa, he mentioned that what he was going to be expecting was essentially um, the ability to draw your own roads, which I don't mind that idea. If they decide to implement that, by all means, I will be down for it. However, it just. Yeah, City Skylines Airports, there we go. Okay. It just doesn't appeal to me if it's something lackluster. So, taking a look at the DLC website or DLC page here on Steam, it does say design your dream airport from small airfields to large international hubs. That's an interesting thought. It does say that I'm putting that on my wish list just so that way I remind myself when it gets released. But the expansion doesn't have. It says in its content, the airport's expansion allows you to build your own airport areas, set up gates, and connect them via concourse networks. Design your dream airports from small airfields to large international hubs. That's all it says. It doesn't tell you anything else. So it's very, very open to the idea that you'll have a lot of freedom of choice to do anything inside the game. Oh, okay, I wasn't expecting that. So I'm taking a look at the images that are included in the DLC page. First thing I notice is that there's a new bus station. It says that it's an airport express bus station, which I believe it would be like a transit terminal type extension that would go on to the airport itself. Included in that same picture, though, is that I can see different types of buses. Finally, we get articulated buses. That's something that I wouldn't mind seeing. Vanilla-based articulated buses. I imagine that they would also have increased capacity. Let me see here. Now, it did say set up your own gates and do all that. They've shown a couple examples that they've made within the dev team. Now, something that I think I saw Biffa talk about this, and I'm mostly referring to Biffa because he's the only YouTuber that I've watched recently that has done a analysis video of the trailer. He hasn't gone into the analysis of what's on the DLC's website or webpage on the Steam store. But one of the buildings that he's mentioned is a building that looks like it's a like an aerospace museum or an like aeronautics museum. What I would refer to by that is that there is this structure that has the Concorde in it, a couple of dilapidated aircrafts that are on display. That to me screams aerospace museum. There isn't one currently in the game. At least not to my knowledge. I would have to double check after this video, and then I'll put it in post. But there's a lot of stuff that I want to digest from this. When I first looked at the trailer, I was disappointed because I was like, no, this is not what we need. There's too much here that, frankly, does not need to be included. But now, taking a look at the actual website, a lot of stuff is different than what it first appeared to be. A lot of stuff that I was not expecting. Okay, so there's I'll most likely be sharing these images on screen, or I'll leave the link to the DLC store in the description, but there is this image where it actually looks like it's a new international hub, a extension of an airport, or extension to the airport that you can build. So that's interesting. Looks like you can also have a terminal that supports a air traffic control tower, or at least there's different types of air traffic control towers. at the different terminals. The one that's included in the trailer looks like it's just one massive airport with nothing else. I do like the fact that they are including new bus models, the articulated buses. I do like that. And it looks like they are including new plane models as well, because I noticed that one of the planes that are included in one of the screenshots does not look like it's in the base game currently. So aside from that, I think that changes my thought on whether or not I am interested in this DLC. Looking over the photos now, I have no quarrels with it. I'll most likely have these like screenshots up on screen for you, so that way you can see them as well. But even with that said, now seeing the screenshots versus the trailer, it's changed my opinion on it. I'm interested to see what's coming up, and I'll most likely go into an in-depth review when the DLCs actually release, which is, as it says on the website, January 25th. Can't wait for that. Now, I'm not gonna say that in the means that I just can't wait for it. I'm saying that in the sense that I'm interested to see what's to come. Okay. With that in mind, I have had this video go on for way too long. It has reached just shy of 30 minutes. I think I'm gonna end it off here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys did like this video, I guess you guys can leave it a like. It's just an update video, so I don't know why you would. If you are watching this and you aren't subscribed to the channel, one, kudos to you, because you're watching an update video before you even subscribe to the channel. I like that. So, if you want, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and I will check you guys in the next video. Most likely it will be Sim Airport sometime next week. I'm still deciding if I want to do Sim Airport or something else. I do got a couple of plans. Anyway, goodbye to 2021, and hello to 2022. Ciao for now, and have a good day, everyone.